What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Geek Sci-Fi here on Free X Agents Media, FXA Media on YouTube. You can also find us on twitch.tv/Geek Sci-Fi. You can also find archive throwback episodes every Saturday at 11 a.m. on @Geek Sci-Fi on YouTube, where our archives are going to be older episodes. We're up to episode 205, 206 or something. By the way, we only started at 197. We didn't go all the way back because not everything was. We didn't record everything, so if you guys, I figured you guys would want the video versions of things as opposed to me just tossing up like old audio with just like an image, because we did that back in the day too. But those didn't do as big numbers because I feel like people like to see a face.
Yeah,
nowadays.
Of course. I mean, you always want to see the voice and the face of the person talking.
Yeah.
You know?
I like seeing reactions. What's good, Skinny? No? You don't
like I'm good, man. I'm just,
X-Men got you feeling sad?
Yeah, I guess you can say that. You can say get X-Men and just the Just of Life, I mean, this is the wrong time because Janessa is about to jump in, but I was just gonna say we all share homes with significant others of a different. Can we say gender now? Yeah, gender. I guess. And sometimes shit gets messy. That's all I'm saying.
That was the most interesting way of saying we all have girlfriends. Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't even know how to fucking say that anymore. But yeah,
you have a wife.
Dave's married now. He got a.
They tried to kill my wife.
They put a ring on it.
Dave, you did put a ring on it. Yes, you did. With the shiny. No, I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. I'm just saying, yeah, cleaning's fun, especially when it's all your own mess.
It's at least satisfactory when it's all your own.
All I know is that
no, because the sarcasm is none of it was mine.
I'm just gonna walk back into the hedges here like Homer Simpson.
Yes, if and when she listens to this, and you're like,
just venting, it's all good. No,
we don't approve this message. This message does not represent the rest of those.
You're not part of his annoyed.
Yeah, no. This ain't nothing. No, I mean, certain people have their own certain things. You might have like a little. Like someone might leave.
I'm not a lawyer, but I suggest you stop, sir. I'm not a lawyer.
Longer can plead the fifth.
Yeah, man.
I'm not a lawyer.
I highly suggest you do not self-incriminate.
So. Y'all ever watch Law and Order SVU and like the people who are being questioned by the cops have the super lip with the cops?
Yes.
Yeah,
because they're not the person.
To me, and then you just see the lawyer just be like, calm down. It's like he's already cussed out Ice-T. Like, I don't
want to run. I will shoot you.
Okay, settle down.
Oh my god. I figured we would want to start off early with it, X-Men 97, because and guys, we have to keep it to 20 minutes.
Okay. He did.
Yeah. I'm gonna set a timer. Yeah. I still don't understand why Dave is so upset. He died for a good cause. They didn't waste his death.
Stories, Brian. He doesn't deserve not to have stories. And the fucker that they introduce, he's the one who finds them. So don't even. Yeah, that's right. It's Phoenix and Gambit who. Anyways, I'm not spoilers. Bastion's in this. It's Gambit and Phoenix who find him.
I still don't get why you're so upset.
Because he's not in the story anymore, Brian. It's very simple.
Hold on.
Nightcrawler's there.
Thank you,
I don't
Dave.
give a crap. Bev versus Omega level power.
Dave, if you don't stop, I will mute you.
You can't.
Hold the fuck on right now, because you are so upset you never let anyone ask a basic question. If a character dies for a valid reason, saving everyone on the island, is that not an honorable death?
I've never said. Did I ever question whether or not it was an honorable death? No, I'm
questioning.
Your questions if I like it.
Whoa. You have said on multiple occasions it was pointless to kill him, so that would mean it's not honorable if you say someone died for a pointless reason. But Dave, don't start. If you say someone died for no reason, that is saying that their death's not honorable. You can't say someone died with honor and died for no reason. Those two don't go together. If you find another example right now, I will back the call. But give me one right now.
I'll give you one. It's not continuity.
Well,
that's not the point of what I'm asking.
He's still
Can someone die with honor and have a pointless death? Yes or no? Hit me, Dave. Janessa's already shaking her head. You can't die with honor and have a pointless death.
I'm gonna
find it. You can't. Dave, dying
challenge
with
accepted, honor. Not this episode.
Hey, that's fair.
Can anyone explain to me what dying with honor means?
It means dying for a reason for the story, but it could be pointless.
Stop adding, Dave. What does dying with honor mean? Dying for a reason.
No, actually, no. That it's not even. Dying with honor is dying for not a selfish reason.
Okay. Can that be pointless then?
Of course it can.
How can be dying without being selfish be pointless?
If it wasn't
be doing it for someone else makes it a point in and of itself.
So I don't want to go in circles. I'm going to say this.
I'm waiting for a factual response. That's
fine. That's fine. I was mistaken and sorry, I misspoke out of rage. Sure, he died an honorable death. Do I like it? No.
No.
It doesn't matter. It's still
okay.
To me, it's pointless to the character.
I just needed you to say it because Skinny and I both think his death was valid. It was with purpose. It was well written. And you just kept making it seem like it was a pointless death. And we were like, but he died doing one of the most honorable things in the history of the story. He died to save all the other people. His death was one of the most beautiful things. His funeral, Nightcrawler gives one of the best eulogies you've heard ever. All this stuff is with reason, with purpose. It's a beautiful story. And all you keep doing is saying, it's pointless. He shouldn't have died.
Trash.
I mean,
get rid of everyone at Marvel. Fired this person. We're like,
I don't like as a person who likes the character, as a person who thinks that he had more stories to tell, as a person who connected with the character, as a person who thinks that one of his relationship stories is actually better than most of the relationship stories in the Marvel U.
Yep.
I don't like it. I'm allowed not to like it. I'm allowed to say I wish it didn't happen. I'm
100%.
allowed to say that
you're just not allowed to
undo it.
You're just not allowed to say it was pointless anymore.
I'm allowed to say it's trash.
I mean, that still doesn't make sense. You can't say an honorable death is trash.
Of course,
no. Well, that's just your opinion, man.
Yeah,
and he's allowed to have his opinion.
Exactly.
So you don't. So you think his death was honorable, but his death
could have been
trash?
Anybody else.
Not everyone can explode something from the inside, Dave. Not all the characters have those powers. They specifically wrote it for a character who, at that moment, could actually charge the entire monster that was attacking the island and blow it up. Can you give me another character in that episode, in that time, that could have done that? Hey, man, you're the one saying you could write a better story. You're the writer.
You could have killed him any other way. You could have used any other mutant to do anything else. There's 1,001 mutants who could have, in 1,001 ways, destroyed that guy. You could have had Cyclops on the freaking thing and just blast it.
See, first of all, they all shot blasts at it and it didn't do the thing anything. So
not Omega level freaking Cyclops.
You have Storm who couldn't do anything because she's not there. Also, you can't just if you want to rewrite, fine, but you have to at least do it with characters who are on the island in the moment. Who was there? Magneto, Storm.
I don't care. There. Bastion Shaw could have killed it. I don't care.
I'm just tired of hearing about how he didn't deserve to die when he did one of the most honorable, beautiful things. Because it feels like you are lessening the value of what he did as a character. That's what annoys me.
I'm annoyed because in the real X-Men animated show, they always stuck to source material. Yeah, they never went off the deep end and did that, and they never ever killed or destroyed the future of a character.
Skinny.
I jump back in because some door-to-door Videotron salesman tried to sell me some shit, and I told him to tune in. So shouts to you, Ahmed. I think that's your name. Your name's Ahmed now. Thanks for watching the show.
Shout outs to the random internet service providers who go door to door in 2024.
Right. Trying to ask me what my price is. He's like, "What are you paying?" I'm like, $150. He's like, $150 all included before tax. I'm like, "Yeah, $150 a month." That's absurd. No one's paying $150 a month for anything.
Yeah.
Let alone 3 services.
Yeah.
People still do that?
No. Who's paying $150? Why?
No,
Why
no,
would
not
you
paying $150, but like people still go door to door.
It just happened. Tried to get me
Yeah.
on video channel. I'm
Wow.
with Bell, and I'm just like, "Yeah, I pay $150."
Roofers do
I
that all
live
the time.
I live the condo life, so I don't have that issue.
Yeah, they have to, like,
Yeah,
apparently-
you got that gate.
Yeah.
See, y'all with the condos down there have the video door to doors coming out here in the West Island, hitting up apartments, and that's what's be going down. So he's gonna get a nice little tidbit about X-Men. Dave, could you continue as to what part of continuity did they not continue?
Significant changes in continuity they've kept. They've always kept it. For example, Rogue getting shot. She protected Mags instead of
Storm getting shot.
Rogue, right? But
Storm-
she getting
yeah,
shot
yeah.
by Bolivar Trask was same thing.
It was Henry Gyrick, but yeah, same thing.
Whatever, you know what I mean. I am. Listen, I am not happy. The fact that the second I saw that there was Magneto's, Gambit's funeral, I'm like, oh, that's how quaint. How Magneto's going to be alive at the end of this episode.
He's kind of the master of magnetism.
They're both Omega level mutants. Both.
Magneto was getting hugged up by a mutant that mutes your powers. Gambit was.
Oh yeah, that's funny because all of them are dead, but he's not.
Gambit was showing tentacle love to a big giant machine.
I would say they might not all be dead.
Mm.
based
Oh,
on
and that
what we
makes
just
it
saw.
better.
Yeah.
I still don't understand.
They alluded to Kevin Bacon. You know what I'm talking about. Shaw. They alluded to Shaw being dead. He may not be dead.
Of course he is. He was right beside Diamond Girl. I can't remember her name.
Emma,
and they found her. Not
is put no respect on Emma.
No
Frost.
respect on Emma.
Holy shit!
I am in rage mode of the fact I just finished the episode.
Yeah, but doesn't Shaw's whole power is he absorbs brunt force and beats her ass with it. So I mean,
yeah, who could have easily destroyed the Sentinel?
No, not really.
Same thing.
That's not
Hit him with the thing. Hit him back with his own power.
A laser that vaporizes your soul and incinerates your body. Wasn't brunt force.
That's
It's
funny
not a
'cause it
concussive
didn't
force like
vaporize
Cyclops
Magneto, except for everyone else around him. But yeah,
because again, you're being hugged by a
Magneto is a piece of paper, Brian.
He holds if a
flamed
mutant
room.
with mutant powers hugs you.
Not at all how that works, Dave. But okay,
Everyone else died around him.
we don't
not
know that
him.
everyone else died. That's what we're saying. We didn't see everyone else die.
Quick question. Are we gonna actually talk about the episode or keep raging?
No, I want to talk about the episode.
I didn't want to bring it up. They asked questions.
Hold on.
I didn't ask to talk about it.
Wait. He said he didn't want to talk about it. Didn't he start the episode talking about
Came out swinging.
How upset he was about the funeral? And then you were like,
you guys asked. I said I was annoyed, and I didn't.
Wait. When you guys talk about it, are you gonna like talk about spoilers?
Oh,
yeah, we're gonna have to.
Maybe I can jump around without doing much.
Should I jump out?
I mean, you could. I would say come back because how do you tell the story of this episode without spoiling things?
I'll just be like, Janessa be out at this point when we're about to get spoilery. But yeah, no, stand because we need your opinion.
Because like I'm not. I need to get more
well-versed.
Get more educated on X-Men.
But I also feel like because you don't know all the characters, when we start naming who did what to who, you're gonna be like, I don't really even.
You
know
also tend to provide a slight neutral space.
Yeah.
For the
I do like your neutral.
I'm playing
opinion.
judge.
Yeah.
No, like you're like the audience insert, you know, like you're the blank. So like you don't know nothing, and all of us have relationships with all of these characters. Like look at Skinny's wall. Look at Dot's wall.
Whoops. No. What are you talking about?
I know, but I also want to. Okay, if you guys think I'm not gonna remember, fine.
No, you'll.
When are you gonna watch the episodes?
Probably after the show.
Like,
no.
Are you keeping up with the episodes?
No, I don't think so, right? Because even when we watched the third episode before Akeem's came through, you hadn't seen the first and second.
I watched the first two.
Okay, you now have watched the first two.
Yes.
I didn't
and the third one, because you watched the third one with
us.
Yeah.
Because I finished it. Yeah.
Real quick. Brian,
Yo.
Wendell, Janessa, Akeem snitched. Meaning, DoorDash, my DoorDash is now bricked, and McDonald's
No.
McDonald's.
No.
Wait.
Oh shit!
As
Are you
of-
joking?
As of today, McDonald's, for whatever reason, that is 8 blocks away from my house, is no longer available for me in DoorDash.
No way.
Like legit,
Wait,
it
did you
says
check other
too far.
people?
Oh,
Like-
I checked other addresses. I checked my parents' all the addresses I had listed, and it's like too far. And I'm just like, no, because it's 8 blocks away. I
But did you-
contacted DoorDash, and they were
Okay.
like, that's weird. I'm like, yeah. They're like, so how'd you get the stuff in your cart? I'm like, I went to an old order from like 10 days ago, put that in the cart, hit reorder, and it was like, nah, B, not happening. So I hit help to contact you, and all you could tell me is, yeah, try reinstalling the app, which of course I already did, and I updated it, and I restarted my phone. So all they could say was, yeah, it works on our side. Try again. Bam. Disconnect.
Did you ask like a neighbor or like somebody around?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I wasn't wilding like that. My name, man. But you know what?
No,
Maybe.
but like to ban you specifically, that would be wild.
Yeah, that would be a little crazy.
Hey, I'm not tipping motherfuckers that crazy well. Okay, like you know,
God.
trying to survive.
You
But
think the
yeah.
idea that the restaurant blacklisted you because they're just like, this man does not tip is
I think the
wild.
restaurant blacklisted DoorDash because they're letting spunks like me get away with bullshit. And they were like, listen, fuck this. Like, serve the dish, skip the dishes, Uber Eats, they're good. We don't need you, DoorDash, because you're letting all this Rutger ragamuffin trash in. with the
Have you?
lack of-
Did you try with a different app? Do you have?
Bro, no, I didn't use a
Did you-
different app,
did
but
you
I know
try
that
and
all the fast food, they just want to give me like the stuff that's in LaSalle and like farly more expensive. They're
Did
like,
you
no, no.
try and get your girl to do it instead on her phone?
She has Uber Eats, so it's like a totally different beast.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
probably-
And, like get her to sign up.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
no,
I was saying.
That's
Well,
it's not that deep for me, but you
Well,
know.
I mean,
which is
we're
fine.
realizing
But
it's
then you
real
can
hate
get your
then.
McDonald's.
Nah, I mean, I really could just drive, which I ended up just doing. But it's like I was more or less like, damn, Akeem
You could
snitched.
drive, or you could do the walk,
I could
or
just
bust
do
out
the-
a bike.
Nah.
Yo,
There you go.
Get on your
Get
iron horse.
Get some
King.
steps in.
I'll
I
get
just
some
ordered a new
steps.
bike, so I'm looking forward to doing the same. I'm gonna actually try and avoid going to the McDonald's when I get my new bike because
I mean, that's the grace of God. I'm probably less like, hey, I shouldn't be eating any more of this stuff. But at the same
Yeah.
time, Akeem snitched. So we can just call him out next time and be like, so how's that partnership with DoorDash going, buddy? 'Cause,
He comes to the next podcast. He has like a jacket, DoorDash, and has like free food.
DoorDash
The
bomber.
sponsorship deal is great.
just wearing a
man.
DoorDash bar.
He comes
Hey,
in. He's
man.
like, "This is a special order for you, Akeem. It's like it's a
Yeah,
McDonald's, just one
yeah.
single burger."
for
He
sure
was
he
on-
snitched on us. For sure
He was on
snitched
an
on
he
us.
was on an episode of Tracker on CBS. Maybe he got some tips like how to like maneuver and set up things against
Yeah.
people.
Maybe.
Shout outs to Akeem though. Akeem's still one of the favorite guests.
Yeah.
I've had so many people hit me up being like, "That was one of your wildest episodes. You guys went off the rails." And I was just like, "Yeah." When Akeem comes through, I don't think we even tried to find the rails.
No,
I
there's
think-
no format. We just grind.
Yeah,
We're
I
out here
think
to do it.
so. Pretty
He
much
came for me
just-
though.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did. He did. He did.
Yeah.
It was a. But hey, you're a trooper. I respect that.
I don't mind. I don't mind a little roasting.
Yeah,
It
It
was
was fun.
funny. Yeah, the fact that I've had people be like, "Man, Janessa really changed y'all." Like I've had people outside of the game
What?
say that. No, they're just repeating what he
Yeah,
said as
yeah.
a joke, but it's just the idea that like, if anything, I feel like we are more of ourselves. Like we're Janessa sitting in the room with us has not watched X-Men. We spent 15 minutes arguing about someone's death. It's still the same show. We have not changed. Just
Not
so
even-
y'all know, this is the same argument we would have had whether or not Janessa was here, whether or not Jaws was. Hell, this is an argument we would have had if we weren't on a podcast. That's the problem. You guys are just watching this as it's recorded. We would still be yelling. Dave and I yelled at each other over Die Hard at Skinny's engagement party
Annually too, but that's
annually. We were yelling at each other at the engagement party, being like, "Listen, it's not great. Well, I don't understand how you don't get it yet." And we were just sitting at a table yelling at each other. People were next to us at other tables, being like, "What the fuck are these idiots?"
It's not even Christmas.
Yeah.
It was
Die
summer.
Hard, it's not that deep.
It was summer, and we were full on arguing about Die Hard being a Christmas movie. So yeah, nothing's really changed.
Nothing's
Okay, my feelings weren't hurt.
No. Episode 7 opens with a beautiful funeral with a beautiful eulogy by my beautiful Kurt Wagner, that blue elf devil.
I said that was one of the best eulogies I've
my man killed
I mean, he better. I mean, he's a
Dude.
clergyman, right?
Yeah, I mean, right? He better.
He showed up full clergied up.
Yeah.
And gave the eulogy, and the whole eulogy was card and game poker references.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, Kurt, you are a boss. Like, this is a top tier level eulogy for a man who threw cards. Like,
that's what you do on your first week officially on the team. That's how you do.
Yeah.
You get on the team, you get your own name card. That's what you do.
And I mean, from that we go into Rogue's
no, we go into
Adventure Day.
Jubilee giving it to her, being like, "Why is she not here?
Nah, I don't care about
here."
I don't care about Jubilee crying like a baby because she don't get it.
Jubilee being mad at Rogue for Rogue not being at the funeral, and Wolverine having to explain to this 18-year-old.
Yeah, she's 18, guys. We were there once. We didn't understand things.
I know, but I get, if you're 18, you might not understand that losing a loved one, funerals seem like a space where you have to say goodbye, but not everyone feels like saying goodbye at a funeral. And I understand that as an 18-year-old, Jubilee might not understand that, but that's, to me, a scene I could have skipped. I would have much rather jumped.
No. You can't.
I don't need 18-year-old Jubilee not understanding that people mourn differently because
it was 30 seconds. You didn't it wasn't even that.
I haven't seen it, but that's how you learn.
Yeah, and I like that it's the Wolverine
apologist
that's doing the teaching, because that's the kind of character he's usually is. He's usually like the bigger, he's the way older brother, the way older uncle. That's like, hey, yo, chill. Some people, they can't handle that. So give him a little.
Some people grieve different. The cavemen used to smash rocks back in the caves.
back in my day,
Wolverine. back in my
when
day,
the dinosaurs were roaming.
I think the only reason, I'll say it this way. I think the reason I didn't like it is because I didn't like that they used that moment for Kurt to have to explain that she was angry. Because ultimately, that whole interaction leads to Kurt coming in being like, Footline, understand that she was not sad, but she might have been feeling something else. And then they cut to Rogue going
in the
full,
desert.
going Nova crazy, beating the fuck. The fact that, first of all, can we talk about the cameos? Can we talk about Thunderbolt Ross in the house?
Thunderbolt Ross, Roxxon,
Captain America
doing fairly poorly. I didn't really like how Cap looked. Or his voice was ass. His voice was ass. I did not like his voice.
Captain America, this has to be 1997.
Because they
can't do this to us. This can't be how Cap looks
in 97. The fuck are you doing?
He looks like how the last time he was on the show.
Not exactly.
Yeah,
that's
the
last
time
the
he
problem.
Was on the show, it was World War II. It was a flashback of Wolverine.
You know how I know this is a different multiverse? Because it's like you didn't even grab Captain America from Earth Mightiest Heroes. Y'all grabbed the Captain America from that bullshit Avengers cartoon.
Yes,
United We Stand.
With the boots.
Flipping.
Nigga, why are you wearing pirate boots?
That's what
he used to wear.
He stays with the pirate boots. Cap stays with the pirate boots. That's okay.
He hasn't worn pirate. We haven't seen him in pirate boots in a minute though. Guys.
In the comics, yeah, man, he's still rocking them.
He's not wearing no, he's not. He's wearing tactical boots.
You think?
Now. Yes,
go check AVX or the most latest thing. Boys rocking them pirate boots.
Wait, AVX? I legit have that. Are you sure he's wearing pirate boots?
Go over there.
Y'all continue. I'll be back.
So yeah, cameos galore. She runs up on Thunderbolt Ross, and he's like, "Ain't you supposed to be one of the good ones?" And you're just like, "Listen, buddy, don't do that." Because
she said you murdered
them,
ones, and
now you got me. And then they're like, "Okay." She goes, smashes her way through somewhere else, lands in some sort of northern part of somewhere. Captain America rolls up, throws his shield, and she's like, "Bitch, this is mine now. Thanks." Has a whole conversation with Boy talking about government keeping things hidden, even keeping things hidden from Cap. Cap is like, "Listen, my hands are tied." What?
Can I share my screen?
Yes, by all means.
Let's see. Present. Share screen.
And away we go.
Here, not Gambit's best moment.
Oh no.
So here, not Gambit's best moment. Versus number 2. And if we get down here to Captain America and we enhance down here by his ankle, look at the boots.
Oh snap! Yep, that is Avengers versus
Pirate
X-Men.
boots.
Here we go. Okay, see, those aren't pirate boots. We
Yes,
have all
they
the-
are.
Those are the pirate boots.
That's
Those are
the
not
part that
guys,
comes
there's-
over
Can you
here,
zoom
and then
in?
the foot out here.
Zoom
Yeah,
in.
you gotta zoom in because that does not look like a pirate boot to
It
me.
is.
How do I zoom in on this? Oh, there we go.
Do you
Zoom
have
in.
another panel though? Like there has to be other panels.
There's other panels, but
You could see it
boom,
right there.
right there. You see that?
Again, guys, please zoom in. I cannot see the
You
details.
can see right there with his boot. With his boot
I'm trying to
down.
figure out how to zoom
Dave,
in.
you
Man
wanna
wears
come to
glasses.
My house and see the
Speaking of,
detail.
but speaking, this
seeing,
is
like, what-
AVX, right? So that
I'm wearing my
guarantee he's
glasses
still
and I
alive, just for the
cannot see
record.
it.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you,
yeah.
I don't know how
Janessa.
to
I'm being
zoom in.
told yes, you can see it. I'm telling you right now, I can't see it, and I'm asking you to zoom in. I don't understand this.
What's the best way to zoom in here?
Yeah, but Gambit wins this fight.
Oh
This
wait,
is not
I
good.
know. I
Yeah,
know,
because
I
he's
know.
Can't
alive.
just like control.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is it zooming in?
Yeah, kind of.
A little bit.
Not really.
And
It's
this-
zooming. It's actually making your screen bigger, but the panel stays the same size.
That's so annoying.
God.
Look at that big
Oh,
old
that
text.
Yeah, I'm
is
just
the
gonna switch
pirate
it.
boots. Why? What year
Yeah,
is
there
this
you go.
from?
That's from AV. Come on, man. It's like 2000s. He stays
Oh, that's
with
so
the pirate
weird.
boots.
5 months ago, someone posted this up.
That's so weird
Sick
because
art though.
I have a bunch of his comics where he's not wearing that in recent issues.
Ah, there we
Why
go.
would they go back to him wearing the
Because
pirate
when you start wearing that like helmet mask thing, I think that
Yeah.
was like Avengers, like the hero his age, and then Caps was like, "Fuck all that, bro."
Yeah,
He's like,
if
"Nah,
you
man."
if you
Because
look at this, if you look
at-
at his uniform here, it's like chainmail at the top and then like pants at the bottom.
Yeah, because this is
then
an
boot.
old version of his uniform. He doesn't even wear this version in the comic anymore.
Sure he does.
He wears the tactical gear one, more like the movies. They specifically did that because they wanted to look it more in line with the movies.
Yeah, and then they switch it right back. Hold on,
Oh, that's ugly.
Avengers versus.
All right.
That's unfortunate that they went backwards with
hold
this
on,
costume.
hold on.
But pirate boots.
Where is this?
Shame. For
Let me
shame.
share this.
So, anyways, Rogue runs up on Cap. Cap tells her, "Listen, like you gotta chill out because my team eventually is gonna go in and take care of this." His
Yeah.
team that he doesn't refer to. I mean, you know,
I know,
who
that
he's
was-
talking
Yeah.
about. But
I don't
they
think they can. I think reasons.
Yeah, he could have just said me and the Avengers, but again, being that he's in this other universe, we don't want it to be like the Ant-Man led crappy Avengers from that silly cartoon. Oh man, that was a bad cartoon. Such a bad show. Anyways,
Are you sure
moving
it's
on.
not, you sure it's not the same Captain America from like Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man, and when they did the secret
Yeah, well, either way, that Captain America is from United We Stand because EMH came much afterwards, so that Cap is the same
okay.
Cap throughout the board, but it's like the other Avengers are just trash. Yeah, bouncing back throughout the episode, Rogue just going rogue. The X-Men being on Genosha, trying to help with her recovery. X Factor there already somehow. Strong guy's like, "Hey boy, beef up because the war's coming." It's like,
Yeah,
Guido,
that was-
relax. Like relax, Guido.
But yeah,
And you
X-Factor should be
Not
there.
wrong.
He's not
But
wrong, but yeah,
It's just such a crazy thing to have someone helping with the like repair. Like it would be like if a UN person came in and said to you, "Bulk up, a war's coming." Like, you know?
No, and also the thing about Guido is he tends to just he cracks jokes constantly, but like
okay.
his whole thing is that like he's in constant pain, like
Oh, really?
agonizing constant pain. That's his
What
whole
is-
thing.
What's
Strong
his,
guy, like he gets stronger as like kinetic energy like hits him, but
Okay.
to also deal with it, he's in like constant pain,
In
Which
order
is
to retain it inside his body.
and he just kind of like talks it off with like jokes. He's a very dark soul. He's like a comedian. But yeah. So there he goes, warning Roberto about that. He asked Roberto and Jubilee have this like long-winded, stupid conversation. He's like, you know, I wouldn't want my parents to find out who I was through the 5 p.m. news. They
Yeah.
go to his house, they tell his mom being mom, knew all along.
You can really tell that Bo took this opportunity to use Roberto as a stand-in for coming out as gay.
Yep.
Like the whole story of like if your family found out who you were after you died, they would be like finding out they never knew you. If you're even when he meets his family and he goes in and his mother is accepting of him being a mutant, she even says, "Oh, we've known you were a mutant this whole time because," and gives examples.
No
It's
way
similar-
4 houses burst into flames like that. Yeah.
Right. It's similar to the idea of like someone coming out and their parents being like, "Yeah, when you and your friend kept hanging out, we kind of understood." And that's fine. And then for the mother to be like, but right now there is negative vibes with the whole thing on mutants, and we can't have you coming out publicly as a mutant. And it's that
because they're rich, right?
right. And it's like
Yeah,
political
I
and
could see that.
business, and it's such a sad moment, but it's also, he wrote it so well because you really can tell in this moment he was channeling someone coming out to their family. The whole Jubilee supporting him, being there the whole time, the whole like, you can make this decision for yourself, but I really think this is the best thing. You shouldn't have to hide who you are. Being nervous to even tell the parents, being scared, concerned about how the relationship will change. All those things are things that I've had friends tell me about when they were coming out or how they experienced that moment. And to watch that, this is when people are saying that the show has been trying to tell these messages and these stories the entire time, Bo got that and ran with it so hard in this episode and in all these episodes. And these avatars for these real things that we go through in the world with like racism and sexism and homophobia, they're hitting it so well in this run on 97. Those are great scenes.
We then cut to Henry Gyrick's protective custody spot, which I thought was in Madripoor because of the way they handled this, but apparently not. Rogue's there. She's like, listen, bro, like, you're gonna tell me what's up. She's like, you don't need to know anything, but whatever, get out of here. She leaves. My man shows up, suffocates dude. I haven't seen that in a Saturday morning cartoon yet.
But wait, quick question. The moment where she drains him to get the information, the next scene we see her is with Kurt talking to her with her passed out.
Did
I miss some?
No, she just passed out.
She probably just flew away a bit and then passed out with the.
She was like, this is nuts, too much, and then like passed out. Probably got a bad vision. Most likely hasn't eaten or slept. Probably passed out flying.
Okay, so that's how you guys. Because I was just like, I feel like they're skipping something.
I took it as too much. She because she's done it before. It's too much. She she flies a distance to get to a safety area and then collapses.
Yeah,
that's what I was.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be like, and then fly away.
Yeah. There's a bit of assumption there.
Yeah, so she's wilding out, and then she did that. Kurt rolls up, and he's like, "Hey, sis, you wilding?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come here," and then she sobs and actually gives like the big cry, and that was shouts to the. Cannot remember her name right now, but shouts to you, Lenore, because you're killing it in terms of your voice acting. Appreciate you. Lenore Zan killing it, and Ontario native and like member of parliament. Shouts to you like 3 times. Just killing it all around.
Then it was a long time ago.
And the X-Men joined in a group hug, and I love this scene where you have her sobbing in Nightcrawler's arms because Nightcrawler's the best and needs to be on the team yesterday. And then Jean joins in and they do the group hug, and I'm just like, yes, because that's how X-Men should be. Awesome. And they're like, all right, motherfuckers, let's go to Madripoor. And then Rogue completely forgets that she was crying 30 minutes ago and drops a whole man off a building.
Which was beautiful.
Like, oh my god,
minimum
beautiful.
So first, two things that I love that they did in this episode that Rogue did. One, when she got Cap's shield, the whole time she had the shield, I was like, throw that shit away. Throw it as hard as you can. I wanted her to throw it as hard as she could. And the fact that Cap was, again, the official spokesperson for the police state of America, the big red, white, and blue superhero with the big shield, and she's an American telling you, hey, this dude is murdering us. You should be standing with us. And Cap's just like, it's a little more difficult than that, which is old Cap, because I feel like new Cap in the comic books would stand with mutants more than support a police state. But they're writing him the old-fashioned way, which is fine.
He wasn't trying to agitate her the entire time. In my meme head, he's like, bitch, if you don't run me back my shield, like, run me back my shield. He's just looking at it. He was just staring at the shield. He wasn't listening. I know. He's staring at the shield the entire time, like.
And then she threw that shit away. She threw that shit as hard as she could, and I was so happy. I started applauding. I was like, well done, because that's what I wanted to see. And then the other thing is when she's holding dude over the building, and he's like, he wants to commit suicide, and she's holding him over the ledge and just drops him. I was just like, yes, we are murdering people now.
We are straight murdering. And then it's like, who was it? Was it Beast? Whoa. What did you do, Wolverine? The same shit we wanted to do. Nigga,
Yeah,
shut up, bro.
yeah.
Like,
Wolverine was just like, are we pretending like we weren't here to kill him?
bro,
Like,
you told me in the Blackbird what you wanted to do to this guy. What the fuck? If you don't,
that was to me one of the best parts.
Saying and doing are two different things.
who did he quote this episode? He
that's
quoted
police.
Mr. Rogers. He quoted Mr. Rogers this episode.
Oh yeah.
and also Beast is like, I don't want to go back to jail. I just got out of jail. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But there's shades of Dark Beast coming out already.
Yeah, Beast is being super
Well,
shady to his girl.
Toby.
Why are you being so mean to Toby for? But yet you're gonna let you get mad at Rogue for
Shade?
dropping.
That you consider that shady, dude? She has no sensibility of what's going on.
Yeah, but if you know continuity, that's his girlfriend eventually. So you
Oh,
can't be that cold to trick Toby.
let's be honest. They clearly don't care about continuity.
I was gonna
right?
say
Yeah,
Skinny.
like you're
As
gonna
soon as
say
you
that
said
to me.
continuity,
You
I was
just showed
like,
me a
Skinny.
comic book that happens years after these events about Captain America versus Gambit,
Brian,
and
you
now
see
you're
what I did
talking
there?
about continuity.
I know,
I don't
I-
care.
I
You
knew
it.
you
I was
bringing
just
it.
like-
I didn't bring it. I didn't want to bring it.
Zing.
Yeah.
Zing.
The guy could just bamf. He could bamf the hell out of here. He's replaced with little rats versions of himself in
Oh
different
my
comic
God.
books.
I don't see Gambit leading a team.
A
Anyways,
team where the sword is more
Anyways,
important
we
than the
gotta wrap
team.
up. We gotta wrap up the segment. I mean, Gambit's dead. Nightcrawler's there. Deal with it, Dave. It is what it is right now.
I
You can't
won't deal
change
with it.
No, but I'm just saying. Are you gonna stop watching the show and protest? No. So
I
it is what
wanted
it is.
Wanted to.
We are where we are right now. You can't do
Well,
anything about
Dave,
it. You're
my
not
my prayer is he's gonna become death somehow.
Yes.
Dave, we could only live in one timeline. And
Yes.
in this
And
timeline, Gambit's dead in the cartoon.
Yeah.
The other timeline, Channing Tatum is playing Gambit. in
And
the
we
live
are all
action movie.
depressed.
And that's
We are
actually another
all
reason why I'm
depressed.
upset, because now he's clearly not going to be in the movies.
He can be in Deadpool 3. He can come back. This is a
Guys,
multiverse.
we don't know. Let's finish
don't know.
talking the episode and we can discuss the theories of what's happening in movies right after. But when we find out when they throw Homeboy off the roof, he's a first gen human sentinel
Hybrid. Yeah.
hybrid. Starts
Yeah.
going after them.
Fuck
Pretty
going
close,
after them. They're like, Cyclops is like, this guy took Rogue out with one punch.
Yeah.
We
Cyclops,
can't hold back. Take him down. Like, he's like,
Cy-
Brandon's all
Cyclops-
worried.
Cyclops not necessarily being scared, but being aware of the threat was very well written. Because the fact that he was just like, all right.
Yeah, it looks like we're not doing training exercises. Shoot to kill. Like, everybody
Yeah,
shoot to kill.
Yeah.
Go. He literally beamed him. He was like, stay down. Jean threw a building into the ocean. Can we talk about Jean?
Yeah, that was cool.
Jean did her thing and then still got bad up.
Yeah, that was a level of power I haven't seen Jean without Phoenix power. Back
And I like
in
how
the-
Wolverine ordered them what to do. Summers, like Jean, Summers, building, Jean, do this. I will handle the ground. I don't know like what I'm going to do on the ground, but I'll be Wolverine on the ground.
But it was
people
great.
went out, but
I feel like
how
they
did they
OP'd
take him
it too
down?
much, though.
Yeah.
I
What
think
did
he
you
was OP. I think he was OP'd too much.
the Sentinel.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm not as familiar with the hybrid Sentinels, but he seemed on par for a Sentinel. No, like
But no, a Sentinel, Cyclops could shoot through a Sentinel. If he's shooting full blast and you just put your hand over his eyes, and he's like,
Yeah,
no,
that-
you
I
can't
thought-
do anything. I'm like,
I thought that was a little weird. Like the Sentinel just walking in Cyclops going full like blast was.
But this is also a Sentinel with future technology that they got from a Nimrod that they built. Like this isn't Bastion,
Yeah.
but this is Bastion tech and intelligence being into. So like, yeah, he's gonna be like for homie that I don't want to ruin it just for Janessa because we don't. I will leave this part out for one dude to
okay.
come through. Okay, fine. For Cable to come through with a fragment grenade and just be like, yeah, Dunzo. Okay,
yeah, this is how
you can tell that's future based. And
Yeah,
people
yeah.
spot that before. So yeah.
So to wrap it up, we got Bastion with Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Sinister's annoyed that Bastion's playing the hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, why are we playing our hand so early? We have the advantage of surprise. He's just like essentially telling him,
Shut
I
up.
think I want to play. I'm not. Why are we? I'm not here to. I'm here. I'm not here to wait for these
I'm
people.
charged
to
up.
figure- Yeah, let's go. This is the game. I'm getting tired of playing slow rolling. Let's go. Let's get the game going. And then to see him dry shaving Magneto in the back.
That was a little creepy.
That was that is some next level weirdo shit where you have someone tied up and you have a straight edge blade with a weird radio playing, and you're talking about like, it's the cleanest shape you can get as long as you don't move. You can't get cut. It's like, and also, can we give a nod to the voice acting on that? That is
Bastion is dope. Bastion's very, very
Bastion's voice actor is Theo James, the gentleman on Netflix. That's who's doing his voice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Evil sounding voice.
Yeah, and it's funny because that actor I usually find is not as evil, but he did a really good job with the voice on it. I even made the cover for the episode early. I made a cover of Theo James as Bastion.
This motherfucker look like Bastion.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it worked out so well. When I saw the image, I was just like, damn, that's a good one. So yeah, I'm excited for it. This was another great episode. I look forward to what they're going to do with it. We're getting we are really being blessed right now with the amount of like nerd content. We had Invincible, we have Fallout, we have X-Men, we have a bunch of stuff that's been out recently for like solid nerd content. And I gotta say, none of them have fallen off. Like I watched Fallout and I thought Fallout was really solid.
I'm watched episode 3, but it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, I've watched Invincible. Invincible was solid. I know Dave wants to talk about Invincible season 2 a little bit later, but let's pivot to Fallout. I don't know if Janessa, you were saying you watched Fallout 2?
Yes, I didn't finish it though.
Okay, yeah, I finished it, but we can talk about the first half of it so far, but it has been like up to episode 3. What happens at the end of episode 3?
I don't know.
Oh,
I still can't get over that little girl with the thumb on one of her finger.
The little girl with the what?
The thumb with her thumb in front of it. Is it your thumb or mine?
Yeah.
I never want to go through
that. The end.
For those of you who may not know, Fallout is a series that's based on a video game. It's the whole premise of the game. Multiple games that take place over like some hundreds of years, right? Because it's like one takes part in one era, but then jumps ahead 100 years, jumps ahead to 70 years, so on and so forth.
Well, I think the general premise is, the nuclear bomb goes off across the world, and it mostly takes place in the USA, and then there's different vaults, and each vault is very different from the other. Like there's usually weird experiments going on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the video games take place like years after. Like there's different parts of it.
Yeah. For some of them, yes, some of them no. So some vaults are like they're still very 1950s and stuff like that. It's very much years.
Some vaults are just doing experiments like let's have Crips and Bloods in the same vault, see what happens.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Yeah.
And I gotta say, when you watch, because you guys didn't get this far, but the video game does tap on it. Like the idea of just seeing what happens in a vault is addressed in the show in such a great way, and the way that me, who has never played the video game, when I like read up on the video game after I watched the show, it was nice to see that they honored a lot of those ideas of like, hey, you might have played this video game, here are the Easter eggs for you, but for you who's never played the video game, here are these really cool concepts that might not make sense but ultimately would be fun for you to watch.
Yeah. When they refer certain vault numbers and you're like, what vault is that? And you go on Wikipedia and you're like, oh, that's a crazy vault. Okay. You're like, no, don't open that. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. I don't know any of the vault numbers. The only vault that in the show that the main one is 33, but the show is about the girl from 33, and you have the other two, like, because the vaults, I guess, are like triangles. They're like interconnected. I don't know if all the vaults are done like that. Like, I don't know if it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. But it is really interesting when you're watching the show and seeing how once you get above, it's really interesting. And when you get the flashbacks with Walter Goggins' character, Skinny, like you were saying, some of the shit is devastating. Like, it's just
Walter Goggins.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be so like graphic and gory.
Yeah, came through and shot dude in the head one time. Wake up a
Yeah, I'm enjoying it though, but I was like, whoa, did not expect that.
Yeah.
I remember another group of friends were like, was the game this gory? And I was like, it depends. It depends. I know in the earlier games like Fallout Tactics, you have perks, and then one of them is called Bloody Mess. And you just do that and you have a chance of just blowing people viscera just going. And then I think when the later games in like the 360 and PS3 era, you have the VAT system, so you could target someone's body part and stuff. You're like, oh, I want to blow off this guy. I want to focus on damaging this guy's arm, and then their arm like flies off and stuff
Blows
like
up.
that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a
and
really
the,
interesting concept.
and the big knights in those suits, is that a part of the video game too?
Yep.
Yeah, that's their
Okay, cool.
the
Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
power armor.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've never played the video game, so I was
Me
wondering,
either.
are there any new elements in the show that aren't in the video game? So I thought maybe the knights and the Brotherhood. Janessa, sorry.
No, I
What?
also haven't played it, but I heard from a friend who has played it, and he was like, it's exactly like the video game, which is why he
Oh,
loves
wow.
it so much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
So
they
it's making
find
me I want to play it.
I know,
because
right?
The show is like,
Yeah.
the show's amazing.
the game is really, really good. I want to. That young black man's a psycho, huh? Like, can we just?
Oh,
Can we just talk about home? Can we just talk about Denzel Gambino real quick?
What?
He looks like a mix between Childish Gambino and Denzel Washington. And
The internet,
Who
the
are you
internet's
talking
like
about again?
The
the,
guy
the
that's-
main knight who like
yeah,
stole
the
the
guy-
other. He was like the runner for the night,
yes.
then he ended up
Yeah,
killing.
yeah.
He killed that
The-
boy.
the
I have
internet's been-
friends who are far too happy to see Michael Rappaport's character die because
Bro,
of
I
all
was
the
so happy. I was so happy.
unfortunateness that he's been talking lately.
Good for you. Die.
I've had friends be like, "Oh, it's nice to see him die on screen." I was like, "Oh no, stop! You have to
died-
not say this."
He died a good death too, man. He's just like, yo, I can't move. Hey, yo. I knew the voice, and when he took the mask off, I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was messy. That was
So
messy.
good.
But yeah. So what's his name? People are saying he's a mixed Denzel Gambino. Let's call him Denzel Gambino then.
Call him Denzel Gambino. That's fine.
Denzel Gambino's character is fantastic because
It's
I mean,
insane.
I understand why he is the way he is because at this point in episode 3, they've shown a flashback of him, how he survived, right? That when he was a little kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They did show
you
that.
know, yeah. So you know that he survived a nuclear explosion in a fridge, which is that old school joke that they used to say back in the 50s that, these fridges are so strong you could survive a nuclear blast. And like
they're lined with lead.
Right, yeah. So they're playing on that idea, that old 60s idea of surviving. So when no one else survives that explosion and he comes out of a fridge and there's the knight standing there, that's why he aspired to be a knight. So, but you can tell
Yeah,
he's
sorry.
broken.
I was gonna say he's a product of his environment. He's just hurt people.
Piss me off too much, I might cut your leg off. That's okay.
Yo.
Jeez. It's like,
And,
did he do that to his best? First of all, what did he do to his if he did it to his best friend? The girl had a knife in her boot, ripped off her boot,
Like
and it was
razor
just,
blades.
and it was to the bone? Like, dog.
Yeah,
She ripped her boot off and it's to the bone.
have you ever put on a shoe and felt something and thought, let me keep putting my foot into the shoe? Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to victim blame, but if there's a razor blade sharp enough to, how hard are you putting your foot in your shoe that you don't notice until after the blade has ripped your foot?
That's just the
open?
army, I'm just roughing it, earning my stripes.
I mean, I think it's when they put their foot inside, that's when they felt it. I think.
okay.
God,
Yeah. I mean,
cut off.
no matter what, there was a razor blade that ripped up the tendons and the stuff by the foot.
Yeah,
Either way,
yeah.
Bone. That was
down
pure
to the
bone.
bone. Yeah. I'm with Skinny though. In like, I had a moment of like, this seems
I
like
don't
you
know,
didn't.
man. Some people get hammer toes. And that's because they're wearing shoes that are too tight and crushing it up everything like this, like that, just like that, So
You talking about the freaking knife, the toes, and the
yeah,
Oh, that's
It's
his name, Maximus.
Maximus.
Yeah.
Maximus.
Oh, I knew his character name was Maximus. I'm sorry, I didn't.
because
they all-
the internet
No,
has
I was
dubbed him-
trying to remember.
The internet
What's
has
her
dubbed
name,
him
though?
Denzel Light.
I can't remember her name.
Great,
Oh.
great
The friend?
value, Denzel.
The girl from 33.
Oh, Lucy.
Lucy. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
I call
But
it King Fury.
Maximus' character confused me because like he's likable,
Till
but
he
he's
crazy.
like he's also crazy, and you're like, I don't know if I
Well-
should like him.
I
mean,
yeah.
people like Dexter.
He's your moral switch. He's kind of like, okay, how
True.
far do you?
John's-
Yeah, he's
John's
like,
hit it,
people
though.
like
True.
Dexter.
yeah.
People like
That's
what's his
actually
name?
that's a good point.
He's a
Heim-
Dexter. He's like, but the
What's the
thing
main
is,
dude from Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah, Walter White.
Oh,
Yeah.
Walter White. everyone's like, nah, his wife should get
Yeah.
out of the way. He's living his best life, being a drug dealer.
Yeah, man.
being a
Skyler was a
scourge
piece
to
of
the
shit.
community.
I'm 100% with that. This
Keeping
life
his-
is garbage.
Keeping his family hostage.
He's also a murderer. Like
Nah,
he
nah,
murdered
nah,
his
nah.
best friend.
Everyone's like,
he
do
murdered
it,
his
right?
best friend's
Keep murdering.
girlfriend. He murdered his best friend's girlfriend to keep him around. Like
For good
that's-
reason. She was a piece of shit. She was ruining the whole game.
Uni.
Damn right you're gonna go to
that is-
sleep.
That is wild. That is wild to say.
But yeah,
Okay, back to
Fallout.
Fallout
that's-
though.
Yeah.
Um,
that usually happens when you're following a character for so long. You start sympathizing with that character, even though they're the bad guy. Michael
Yeah.
Corleone is the bad guy. He gets fully corrupted at the beginning of Godfather 1, but you're just like, yeah, Michael, win.
Yeah.
That's
mean,
a good
that's-
point.
That's an old-fashioned trope, like thing to do. Like the kind of like writing from the perspective of any character will make you kind of see it more from their side because you're watching their story. So when you're watching
Yeah.
it, yes, he comes across as crazy, but you also see him get picked on a lot. You see him being given all the crappiest jobs. You see him having survived a nuclear explosion. You understand why he's in the Brotherhood because the imagery of the knight saving him is so important to him that he aspires to be like that. So you understand all the motivations and why to him being a knight is the most important thing. So even when Rappaport's character starts, like specifically when Rappaport's character starts threatening the idea of you're going to be hated by them, you're going to be tossed aside, you're going to be you're going to be excommunicated from the Brotherhood for what you're doing. They will kill you. And it's just like, wait a minute. I could save you right now to leave you alive so you can ruin my life, or I just let you die. I pull a Batman. I just don't save your life. It happens. It happens. I can't change that.
Batman doesn't kill.
Batman doesn't kill, but he won't save your life. And that's
Batman doesn't kill, but he will definitely watch a man get ate up and just be like,
Yes.
"Yeah, oh, like, Batman won't
Yes.
kill you, but he will bust your ass, break every limb in your body, throw you in front of a tiger, and be like, good luck,
I don't
and
know,
walk
man.
away.
Michael Keaton Batman kills a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Go back
If we're
and watch those
being
80s Batmans. He's
Yeah.
literally tries to shoot the Joker in his Batwing.
If we're being
Batman
honest, every
Returns,
Batman has
he
tried
drops
to
him by doing
kill
a,
multiple people.
He
Yep.
drops a
Christian
dude in a
Bale's-
drain with the
Christian
bomb.
Bale's Batman spends most of his time being like, I'm not going to kill, but proceeds to just beat up and almost kill how many people in those
If
movies.
he could turn his neck in the first movie, a lot of people would have got. That is because he couldn't turn his neck, bro. That's it.
He was
He's
so
like,
bad.
damn, went for them. Yeah, couldn't get you.
Insane.
But that's a good
movie.
point. I think that character is like a moral switch.
Yeah.
Because I especially noticed it when after the razor blade scene when
Yeah.
he's getting questioned whether he did it, and he's like, I didn't do it, but is it wrong that I wanted it to happen? And you're like, like
Yeah.
it makes sense, you know? Like,
Me
And I
as a black man on my couch, I was just like, wrong answer.
Yeah.
Wrong answer. Stupid. What are you doing?
Remember, society's not there anymore, so no one knows
Yeah.
these answers anymore. The
Yeah.
old black man's
Yeah.
not there anymore.
Bro,
Like,
you
"Don't do
still
that."
dark in a society where there's way less of us now. Like, you
Yeah,
shut the
way
fuck up. You cannot be saying that shit.
And I would say one of the things that Fallout does I feel like, Janessa, you're touching on it. Lucy is the like complete end of good, and Walter Goggins' Ghoul is the complete end of bad, and Maximus is that middle character who's
Yeah.
like, I'm doing this for what I feel are the right reasons, but I'm willing to kill for it. Whereas Lucy is old school, not even Batman. She's just like, I do not want to kill or hurt anyone. I don't see why I have to. I don't see a need to do it. It's wrong. I was raised to respect all life, and everyone should be given a chance to survive. And the Ghoul is just like, bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead. I don't care about anybody's life. I have a goal.
Was
Fuck
he wrong
yeah.
though? Like, I feel like the
Lu-
Ghoul, like
no,
something happened. Yeah, something happened to his kid,
Yeah.
right? Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you, but
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
I'll watch it, but like, I
but there's
figured.
yeah, there's obviously a reason why he's the
Oh,
way
yeah.
he is. And
And it's
Lucy is clearly like an isolated child who like didn't see the world and wants peace and love and rainbows. It's like it's
I
very
can't wait till you guys get to the end, because the way they wrote this is so well done. Watching morality in the story have to like go up, down, and everyone make decisions that adjust.
I love that.
Because even like Walter Goggins' character and I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything when I tell you there are moments where he has to second guess, like, is this the right thing to just keep killing people? And like obviously in any story, any character who has no regard for life has a moment of like, am I doing the right thing? Am I like, I've killed like 100 people now. Is this the best way to get to my goal? Is there another way I could have gotten to my goal without going through all these people? And as you're watching the show, you see these characters going up and down with this morality, especially, and we've all been saying, Maximus is the best one because he starts off confused about where he should be on his morality spectrum. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
I do know that the server, so with Fallout, you could always play with a bunch of different mods and stuff.
Cool.
And so I think I've read or heard something recently that because the show's out, those servers with those mods are getting bogged down because people are watching the show and like, oh, I want to play the game now, and just going in, getting all these mods, and just like, all the servers are just getting.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool though. I'm glad. I'm glad it's doing really well because I'm pretty sure some people are like, you know, I don't know, a good looking ghoul. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Like apparently the creator of the show was like, no, I want my ghoul to look charming AF. Get Walter Goggins. Give him the makeup.
But I mean,
better looking.
It's
better
so
looking.
well done. Like
better looking.
They say better looking, but it's just like ultimately it's still ugly. But they did a good job of making.
But if you look up a ghoul for that game, what they look like.
No, ghouls are fucked up. Like I didn't play that.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, you guys aren't that far because you see ghouls. You understand why he isn't as far along as he should be. Like you find out what it is, and you see ghouls that are far, far worse later on in the show.
Okay.
Yeah, them shits. So, in the game, you'll go into like vaults that you discover, and you might happen to open one, go down in there, and it's just like ghouls.
Yeah,
but it's like RPG based, so you got to turn based. Like I'm gonna shoot his arm, and it's like coming at you, and you're like, oh, like the game's crazy.
Okay,
that's wild. I like it,
but he still looks like one of them,
like a ghoul or like a human.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the video game right now. And he looks.
That's the thing.
It's
when
pretty
I looked
accurate.
Up, I thought, I thought he was really good.
You're out here googling ghoul images. You're all crazy.
No ghoul. I didn't play the game, so I'm trying to.
Let me scare myself tonight. Like, what?
Hey, first of all, do you know me? Horror movies are my favorite. It's my favorite genre.
I cannot I won't watch a horror movie commercial. I think I caught one today on YouTube because it forced me, and I was just like, "Yo, what the?"
He doesn't like talking about them.
Well, listen, you mentioned Freddy to me, and my life's over. Can't even talk about it.
God.
I won't go in my basement tonight because you just said Freddy. I said Freddy. I'm fine.
You said Candyman.
No,
you
I
can't
love
leave
horror.
Bruh, nope, time to go. You said Candyman. Okay.
Can't have candy. No candy in this house. Children have no candy. How dare
when he comes back to say Bloody Mary.
Go to a bar.
I'll play
only
too
order
much.
Tomato juice.
I'll play too much.
Yeah, you have so many times to say it. You're still safe.
Yeah, you can't say Bloody Mary a second or.
Why? How many times is it for the sequel?
When I was a kid, it was
3 times.
It was 3 times, yeah. So if we say it one more time, hey, we never know what's gonna happen.
Bloody Mary.
Oh no!
Candyman.
For those of you listening to the show, you're missing out on some of the visual gags that are happening, and I highly recommend watching the show. If you're listening on Spotify, just click and watch, or on YouTube, or on twitch.tv/Geek Sci-Fi.
We're trying to give Skinny nightmares.
Yeah, Skinny will be fine. Skinny,
just play a Nightmare on My Street. You'll be fine.
No!
Just watch that music video. It's so funny.
I am not watching the fat boys get chased through a house by Freddy Krueger.
No. There's two. Remember, there's the Fat Boys one, and then there's the Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff one. There's a Nightmare on My Street.
Oh, I don't remember the Will Smith one. I remember the Fat Boys because they could have died. But
Just remember, Skinny, whenever you think of these things, think of Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That's what's really happening. All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that movie because I don't know no nigga named Tucker or Dale.
No,
if you watch
so
it,
good.
Tyler Levine
it's a comedy
Alan
horror
Tudyk.
movie.
Yeah.
Tyler Levine and Alan Tudyk, right? Okay.
Yeah, and basically it's two rednecks, and they're just Tucker and Dale. They're just doing their thing, blah blah.
I have heard of this movie.
And then these teenagers are around them, and they think the rednecks are trying to kill them. They think they're like you know, like the hills have eyes kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, they're just normal dudes, but maybe they're hurting themselves. Like, oh shoot, I hurt myself. And these kids are running away from them, but they end up killing themselves. So Tucker and Nelly, why are all these kids killing themselves around us? But then their friends who they came with, they're like, oh, these rednecks are trying to kill us, and we have
That's
to
so
kill
funny.
them first. It is jokes. It is
hilarious.
It's actually
Yeah,
really
check that
funny.
one
It's
out.
worth it. It's worth
I
it.
will
It's not
watch.
a horror boo. We trying to scare you, but
I will watch
comedy.
that movie, but you know, certain things.
Speaking of horror, Rebel Moon, the Scargiver, it's a horrific movie
Oh,
and
gosh.
should not have been made.
Which
That's
one?
my thing. Rebel Moon, the Scargiver, Zack Snyder's follow up to Rebel Moon Part 1. And I just want to tell you guys, I'm not going to do a long review. Like it's the most watched thing globally, but not the most viewed thing in the States on Netflix. And there's a reason, because we in North America are used to Zack Snyder movies. So when we see him doing some bullshit, we're just like, Snyder just doing some bullshit again. But the rest of the world, I feel, isn't used to seeing this idiot make bad movies over and over. So they just keep watching this shit being like, I mean, this might be good. He's made some big movies. They obviously like him. They keep giving him the money to do it again and again. Lord, no. So please.
Mom, can we watch Star Wars? We have Star Wars at home. Rebel Moon.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
100%. Dude,
my
the
God.
fact that they have lightsabers, but they make them light katanas, like they just change them.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a lightsaber, it's a light blade, like a big light blade that their people are fighting with. And it's just so bad. It's just so bad. The first one was already so bad because it was predictable as all hell. And then you make the second one, and the second one is again so predictable and thankfully shorter, because Lord knows no one would have wanted to watch a longer version of this. So
Release
that's my
the
2
Snyder cut.
Oh no, please
Oh
stop.
my gosh.
5 hours long.
Please, Lord. All I have to say is the fact that they've only done 2 movies and Netflix hasn't agreed to make more is a sign to me. Unfortunately, because it's doing well globally, Netflix might be willing to make the other 6 movies he wants to make, supposedly.
It's 6? I thought you just wanted to do 3.
He said some. Oh no, to end
Not-
this arc, but has said he wants to do like 6 movies in total. So whatever 6 or 4 or how many more he
Why
wants to
6? That's too
because
much.
he's trying to do his own Star Wars, which it's like, dude, Disney said
Mainline
no.
Star Wars has a 9 now.
Yeah,
Right? You have the first, the New Hope,
first
etc., and
3, then the prequels, and then the
Yeah.
last 3. But then you also have a solo story. You have
It's too
Rogue One.
much.
There's
I
a lot
don't-
of
those.
movies.
I would say those don't count because they're not
I mean,
telling
Rogue
that
One.
main.
Rogue One
story.
definitely counts. It's literally a
Yeah, it's in between.
Rogue One is
in
a tale
between.
in between them.
The one
Yeah.
that I wouldn't count as Solo, because Han did not need a prequel movie in the slightest. We don't.
And no
need
one
to
asked
know-
for it.
No one asked. No
Well, I
I
one-
would have
think-
been more interested in how Chewie got into that camp than Solo freaking.
Here.
Because I think originally they wanted to do a Solo, and then they wanted to do Obi-Wan, and then like all these like individual like, hey, this is
Because
them
it's all
before.
it's for money.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
not
yeah.
even really about the story anymore. It's just like,
I mean,
let's make the fans happy.
But they're
it's
not
like
even
Snyder
making-
running on his coattails for his Man of Steel. That's why he gets this.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say Snyder like really milked this whole DCEU fandom. Like the whole idea of him being, oh, they took it away from it. First of all, they didn't take it away. Unfortunate and very sadly, he lost his daughter. He left the project.
He stepped down.
He
Yeah.
stepped down because he needed to take time for himself and his family after the loss, which is
Oh,
very
snap.
fair. And the
Yeah.
fact that it was painted as Joss Whedon went in and ruined his movie, and that
Vision.
his vision, and Zach didn't get to finish his vision. Zach didn't finish the vision because he decided to step down when his child died. So I don't know why this got turned into this other weird version where
It was because he posted up like, oh, here's some unused footage that we would have used for the movie if I got to finish it, and then the internet just got frothing at the
ravenous.
mouth.
For sure. And I get them getting ravenous and foaming at the mouth, but at the same time, the narrative, because you and I know the original narrative, but I'm hearing
But
people talk about it as if they took this away from him, and that's the part I don't understand where that came from.
The
Because
disconnect came.
yeah, where did that
Like
show up?
I don't know where the disconnect came to, but he started it.
No, for sure. I'm just a little disappointed that the disconnect has led to him almost leaning into this angle of the Snyder, like, oh, bring back the Snyderverse, give us the DCU fire gun. Like, these are all things I've seen on Twitter and social media. People upset that Snyder can't continue the vision he had, and it's like, but he left the project for a reason, very valid one.
And then also, I don't know. I don't think his stuff was all that great. I'm
preaching to the choir.
He's pulling pieces from here and there. I don't think he really has a good visual sense.
Sure.
But when he makes his movies, they don't really have anything really to say. There's no real commentary. There's no nothing.
It's more that he tries to put too much in a movie.
Yes.
With the exception of Man of Steel, which even at that, like, it's because you were only focusing on one character like you should have been. That's all. I digress. But it's like, example, Batman versus Superman, at least 2 movies. It's not 3 movies in one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wonder Woman, like a lot of the DCEU stuff was, as we've always said, was a lot of fast forwarding through stories to get to the big Thanos-esque crossover event. And we understand that that's what they were trying to do. The execution didn't work. And we as fans could forgive them if they understood that and pivoted and tried to adapt. But instead, it felt like they didn't learn the lesson, just kept going about doing business as business, making these movies with what felt like no vision. They didn't have a Feige, and now they have Gunn being the Feige, but you gave us like 8 movies before you figured out, hey, maybe we should have planned this out better.
And then I'm sure WB wanted to make back a return on its investment. Like, let Snyder do his thing. Let's give him some.
Right.
Let's try to salvage any of this.
Yeah.
Well, I feel it's like they're like Superman. Hey, it was pretty fast, but what if we make it faster? Then it's Batman versus Superman. You're like, maybe it wasn't fast enough, and then it was just worse.
The fact that
I'm slowing down.
I saw all those memes, and the last meme was the first shot of the DCEU, which was a shot of Henry Cavill, and the last shot of the DCEU, which was I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays Aquaman's brother, Ocean Master. And it's
not Jason Momoa.
No, not Jason, but the other actor. But whoever that actor is, I can't remember his name right now. The last shot is him eating a burger and like putting a roach in it because Momoa tricked him into thinking that like roaches are, well, I guess roaches are edible, but Ocean Master doesn't know that that's not a delicacy on Earth. So he thinks that it's like, oh, it's a delicacy, and he puts it in his burger and takes a bite. And that's
Patrick Wilson.
That's the last thing you allowed yourself to watch, or is that the last thing in the movie?
No, that's literally the last scene of the movie. And John, sorry, what did you say his name was?
Patrick Wilson's the actor.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson. So the last DCEU shot ever is Patrick Wilson eating a burger with a roach in it. So that's how you end it.
It's a shitty. It's a poor man's version of the end of Avengers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I mean, like, right? It's not shawarma, it's a crappy burger.
But you know what's even worse? You know what it looked like? Remember when Bale is sitting with Selena at the end of the 3rd Batman movie, and he's like sees Kane's character, and they like nod to each other. Alfred, yeah. But it felt like they were trying to do that moment because it's just him by himself on a terrace eating a burger, and then he like sees a bug, puts it in the burger, bites, and he's like nods to himself like, these are good. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, guys. This needed to end. How
was that movie, by the way, the second Aquaman?
If you watch the movie thinking this isn't going to be good, it's actually relatively entertaining. It's not good. It's not a good film in the slightest, but it is entertaining to watch because it's like watching Momoa make a film knowing that this is a joke, and him acting and overacting as Aquaman in every scene made me laugh because it's like this motherfucker is just like, no one cares, and he's just like being crazy, and he's like like he's not like there's scenes where it felt like he needed to be serious and he's laughing. There's scenes where he's like he needed to be funny and he's being like more serious. There's scenes where he's fighting and the fights don't even make sense. And Randall Park, who is usually super solid, is almost insanely awkward. Like Randall Park is bad, and that dude is never bad in movies, in my opinion. Like,
Right.
So he's the opposite of how he was in the first one, basically. The first one he did appropriate acting, is what you're saying. You're saying in this one he's the opposite.
No. He's not the version of Momoa and Arthur that you see in this movie feels akin to the drunken mess who is on the ground at the end of Flash. Like, you know, at the end of Flash where he's talking to Aquaman and Aquaman's drinking at the bar with him and he's telling him about like, and in this world, this is how it is. And Aquaman's just like, what are you talking? And he like falls over in a puddle and he's just a drunk mess. It feels like that's the guy that showed up to set and pretended to be Aquaman for 2 hours. And you're
It
like,
didn't even feel like an Aquaman movie.
no,
I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Like,
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I remember there's a person with like long hair. It looks like he's straggly or something, or like he's like a stowaway. I don't know. Like, who's that guy?
That's Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wilson is
Like he broke
Ocean
him out of
Master.
jail or something.
Yeah. So Patrick Wilson, the whole story is they need to figure out how to get to Black Manta because he's been possessed by an ancient, like Atlantean god, like king who got, you know, witch power and got locked away, but he tricked Black Manta into getting his scepter, and now Black Manta, or his trident, sorry, and Black Manta is going around using old Atlantean tech that they outlawed because that technology is causing it's causing global warming.
Oh, so it's not the humans. It's
Yeah, it's not-
old
it wasn't the
Atlantean. Oh,
humans.
wow.
Using this Atlantean technology from the past was one of the things that was leading to global warming, and they stopped him because they realized what he was doing was destroying the planet. Anyways, that's a whole other part of the story that was ridiculous.
Okay. I just wanted to know that. That's okay.
But they to find Black Manta, they have to get Patrick Wilson's Ocean Master out of the prison so that he can lead them to the guy that led them to Black Manta. The fact that Martin Short played the guns.
Martin Short's in this movie?
Martin Short is the voice of the guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Julie Andrews was the voice of like the big sea creature in the first movie. So
Really? Okay.
Is Jason Momoa kind of like his bad guy character in the last Fast and the Furious?
Yes.
Hammy?
Yes.
I was
That is
thinking
what
that
that
too.
felt like. It felt like that character jumped into the water and became Aquaman and wasn't as silly. Like, almost as silly, but wasn't as silly.
That and Blue Beetle are two movies I really wanted to watch, but every time someone talks about them, they go further down on the list of things to have to watch.
Yeah. Blue Beetle is not horrible, again, but because it felt like they were really trying to make a Latino Black Panther. And I don't think they were trying to make a Latino Black Panther, but I think the studio was trying to make a Latino Black Panther. Like, the studio saw how well Black Panther did and how much support the community gave to it and was like, oh, Marvel did it, so let's do it. We have these characters. The only unfortunate flaw was that there was a strike when the movie came out. So then you couldn't rally the community with the actors, which was they should have think the movie then.
From some reviews I heard about Blue Beetle, like it seemed like a lot of Latinos really liked it. It's like, I relate to that. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I live in my house and my abuela's there and everybody's there, and everyone's very much on top of each other, but everyone's supporting each other and they're trying to do the best. So,
and his relationship with his sister was good. The abuela turning out to be a freedom fighter who knew how to use weapons was great, because everyone's kind of has this moment of, oh, you know, abuela, she's so soft and delicate. And then abuela's like holding this big gun. And what you usually have, like a Mary Sue type moment of like, how does she know how to use this, is easily explained by like, she's a Latin American freedom fighter who has dealt with oppressive governments in the past and did what she had to do to survive to get her family here in safety. And that didn't leave her in this moment where she has to protect her family again. She knows what to do. And I thought that was great.
She saved she helped train Sarah Connor.
You know? Yeah. But that was it. Like when you watch that movie, so that's the thing with with Blue Beetle. If you watch Blue Beetle and you understand that, and people got mad at Brie Larson when she made that comment about, I don't need a bunch of like white critics to understand this movie about a young black girl. What's the one that Oprah made a couple years ago?
Oh, A Wrinkle in Time?
Yes. When she made A Wrinkle in Time and the critics were all panning the movie, and Brie Larson was kind of just like, the movie's not really for white, like 40-year-old men to understand the same way that a young black woman might understand it. Whether or not, and Brie wasn't saying me as a white woman understands it better, but she was just saying if all the critics who are reviewing this film from every organization is an older white man, then your problem is you don't have the right person necessarily to review.
You're not the target audience. That's it.
You're not.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When Blue Beetle came out, Blue Beetle target audience is everyone. But let's be honest, there is a specific thing in Hollywood. They have the 4 quadrants. When they think about movies, they think about men, they think about women, they think about culture, and they think about kids. And if you say a movie is 4 quadrants and you're like, we can sell it to everyone, sure. But there is one specific quadrant you think will sell better. And that is your main target. And in a movie like Blue Beetle, the main target was predominantly Latinos and males. That's the main target for a male superhero movie, especially when you focus on a community. But when you have a strike and none of them can promote it, no one can get them to go to the movie, no one can talk up the community. You can't do things like sell tickets to an entire school to get all the kids to go like we did for Black Panther.
The film was down the drain.
What are you gonna do? So then when the movie doesn't do as well, that's not on them. Like,
yeah, but I mean, Hollywood forgets. They don't. They're not gonna be like that.
I know. Because all those numbers, man, I listen to these industry podcasts and the way they talk about all these films during the pandemic and the numbers they got, they almost never remember to put the caveat that there was a global pandemic. They talk about the numbers as if it's done. So, yeah. Guys, what else we got?
I was going to bring up Monkey Man, but... I think I'm gonna wait till you see it.
Yeah, I'm seeing it next week. So I'm supposed to see it next week.
So we can talk about it next week.
Okay, cool.
You're seeing it when?
Ideally, I'm seeing it next week in the day on Wednesday.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay.
So
Did you guys see it?
I didn't know what it was until I saw it. You mentioning it, and I researched it. So I'm gonna see if I could get in, but I don't know. We're gonna have time.
Oh, so are you gonna see it?
I would like to see it, but I don't know if I'll have time to get in and see it.
I'll say this, and I feel bad because I want people to see it in theaters. But the HD rip has maybe made its way onto sources.
No,
on the 7 Seas.
No, don't.
So if you sail the 7 Seas, it is available.
No, don't. No. I want Dev Patel to get his money. He's so good.
Jordan Peele, Dev Patel. I want them all to get their money. I'm just telling you what's happening in the world.
No, I'm not
gonna lie to y'all. It is what it is.
I'm not gonna do that. But then it seems like there's another movie too, right? Boy versus the World or something like that.
Yes, that looks good.
Skarsgård. Who's in that one?
Skarsgård. Skarsgård.
The younger one, not the older one.
Yes.
Well, there's like 4 of them. That's why.
It's the one who plays Pennywise in It.
Okay.
Let me get his name. Hold on.
So it's basically it's basically like another kind of like John Wick one-man army kind of thing. But the rub with this one is that he's deaf and he could read lips and stuff like that. And he has an inner monologue and inner voice. He has an inner voice, and the inner voice is basically John H. Benjamin, the guy that voices Archer.
Cool. Yeah. Can I ask a question though? Isn't
Bill
the dude
Skarsgård? Sorry.
Yeah, that's what Bill. Okay. So Bill Skarsgård, isn't he also the one playing the Crow?
Yes.
Isn't the Crow
also... is he?
Yeah, he's the dude playing the Crow. Isn't the Crow also a John Wick-esque movie about an unkillable revenge story? Like, aren't these?
That's how they're trying. That's how they're trying to make it look like.
So wait, so this new one you guys are talking about is called what? The Boy and what?
Boy Kills World.
And it's essentially a revenge type story.
I didn't know it was a revenge story.
Oh no, I'm asking. I could be wrong. I've just
Yeah,
is it like it's like a John Wick, because we brought up Monkey Man and John Wick.
Yeah.
So when you said that this
Monkey
movie
Man is
too,
like John Wick.
right?
Let me see about Boy Kills
Yeah.
World.
Yes.
So
He
Boy Kills
basically
World,
is.
when his family is murdered, he is trained by a mysterious shaman to repress his childish imagination and become an instrument of death.
Oh,
But then
wow!
he's also
Revenge
doing
stories are
Crow.
really getting popular.
I'm shocked that they're releasing Crow and this in the because that to me for him,
Well, it's
That's
weird.
weird.
It's weird because I'm looking at the IMDb
yeah.
and it says 2023,
Oh,
What?
but the
But
movie's
no, it
coming
didn't.
out soon.
It didn't come out last year, so yeah, they must have just bumped it or something.
It's 20. It's coming out this week. Boy Kills
Yeah.
World comes out
No,
this
but that's what I'm saying. Jaws is saying
Yeah,
on
this
IMDb
week, yeah.
it says 2023, so there's probably just like something where it got shelved for a year or whatnot. They push projects. You know
Well,
how
it
it
could
is.
have been released like on a
Oh, film
at a festival.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's there too. Yeah, so it might have premiered at a festival.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, so it gets tagged for 2023. The reason I find that weird is just that's just me. I if I'm an actor, I wouldn't want both two projects I did that have a similar, and obviously they're not going to be the same. I get that. I know their stories aren't going to be the same, but I'm an actor doing a revenge type story. I wouldn't want those both coming out at the same time because that makes me look a little typecast.
Ah,
unless he
So
wants
it-
to be.
So
Okay,
it did
that's-
come out.
okay.
It did come out in 2023 in the Toronto Film Festival.
yeah,
and it was
that's what I was
scheduled
gonna
release in the
say.
United States by Lionsgate and Roadside Attractions on April 26th.
So it probably wasn't the plan to have it coming out at the same time. I think it just happened that way because it premiered at the
It got
TIFF
bought?
festival. Yeah.
Damn.
Shoot.
Well, I
So
mean, hopefully-
technically,
yeah.
I should go see this one as well because the shaman that trains him
Yeah.
is the actor is named was it Yayan
Yayan.
Ruyan,
Okay.
and he's the guy that does the Raid. So he's like Mad
Oh.
Dog in the Raid,
Mhm.
like, and he
Yeah.
was also in
Also in John Wick.
yeah. So he's like the long-haired one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, so it's him working on it. So it's gonna be some good stuff.
Yeah, that dude has
Oh, but
best fight
Sorry.
choreography.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
usually when he's in the movie, it's like, oh, he did the choreography.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say the Crow comes out in June, so it's not at the same time.
Well, I mean, if
Same year.
anything, it's like 2 months apart.
Yeah, I mean, if a movie comes out, it's usually 8 weeks, so they're both coming out one right after the other. That's my concern.
Unless it's a form of, if you like him in this, you'll for sure like him in The Crow. Like, another way to attempt to make people want to go see it, because Lord knows that whole eye nipple thing is going to hurt that movie.
Well, again, like I said,
I really don't think it was planned.
Yeah.
I feel like the vote of confidence is that actor is the guy that's playing the shaman. I'm like, if this guy's in it, then
I mean, again,
to me.
for us, yes, for us movie nerds who saw the Raid, who know who this guy is, who saw him in John Wick, like you said who he was and said Raid, and I immediately knew who you were talking about, could picture him and see him in the fight in the glass room with Wick. Like we know that, but is your average moviegoer gonna know this guy's in the movie when you say that name? Unfortunately, he doesn't have the same crossover appeal yet.
I would say if you're talking to an action junkie that they kind of keep up with all their 80s action movie kind of stuff, I could feel like they can kind of figure it out. But I don't think everyone's looking through
that's the
IMDb
thing.
like that.
I like because for the movie to do well, you need it to be again those 4 quadrants. Like you need to try and appeal. Sorry, Ness.
But it's gonna do well anyways because it's an action revenge story and everyone loves those.
Yeah,
they always do well in theater. Like that's
Yeah.
why Monkey Man is doing so well. Like it came out of nowhere and everyone was like, "What is this movie?" And people started watching it and they were like, "Wow, this is
came out of
this is
nowhere.
sick."
I feel like they did a lot of promo for it. Like there's like trailers a couple months ago.
Yeah, sorry. When I say came out of nowhere, like it wasn't something that people were anticipating necessarily. It's only when it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only once it was released and people were like, "Wow, this is actually good." Then it started getting a lot more attention. But before that, people were just like, "What is this random movie that Dev Patel's doing?" Like,
true. Yeah, that's true. Because I did have a lot of friends who saw. Like I was talking about it at work with someone, and someone else was just like, "What movie is this?" And I'm just like, "Dev Patel's doing And then a bunch of people were just like, "What movie?" And then they all started watching the trailer, and they're like, "Oh, John
That's
Wick,
what I'm saying.
like Bollywood." And I was just like, "I guess that's
I mean, there's no
the
singing in
unfortunate
it.
quick
at least I
way
don't
for
think
us to
there-
cut to." Sorry,
There's no
Bollywood?
singing in it. Not that I know. Not that I
Definitely
think
no
there-
singing in it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Definitely
not
no singing.
Bollywood.
Wait, Ness, don't they sing when they're in pain? Ah! Yeah.
Also, it's not a Bollywood film. It's actually an
I know,
American
I'm
production.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
totally teasing. I'm
Everyone
totally teasing.
thinks everyone is like assuming it's a Bollywood
Just because
production,
there's
but it's
Indian
not.
people in it.
I mean,
Yeah, just because it's
I-
Indian, but like no.
I hope we can get over those mentalities too, because it's the same way that like anytime a cast is fully black, they're like it's a black film. And I got to tell you,
Yeah.
American Fiction was not made under the assumption of a black film. It's a film that happens to star black characters, but they didn't make it. It's not like and I know people get annoyed, but I don't really love his movies. But it's not a Tyler Perry Medea, like like one of those really silly. Hey, makes money,
Yeah.
fantastically rich, good for you. You did what you had to do to make an empire. But when like, there's a big difference to me between Medea and American Fiction.
Right.
Definitely. But
We didn't even
speaking
talk
of
about
revenge.
Magical Negroes. Did we
Oh
ever
right.
we never thought we should. Yeah, we'll have to do that on the pod,
The next
because
one.
we both. Yeah, we saw Magical Negroes, the American Society of Magical Negroes,
Yeah.
and we never talked about it, and we definitely have to jump on that next time.
Yeah, I'm down to talk about it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though that I am not looking forward to, like, I'm looking forward to Boy Kills World. I think that's gonna be interesting, and Bill Skarsgård is a great actor.
Yeah.
But The Crow.
We don't need it.
Uh-oh.
I don't feel like we need it.
Hey, yeah, that's fair. I love how many.
Also-
I love that no one is excited for The Crow, which is so sad.
Yeah, because
Looks
but also,
so
do you know the
bad.
direct? It looks bad, and also, do you know the director?
No. What else has he done?
I don't know him. Like, I haven't seen, I guess, all of his movies, but the movies I have seen, horrible. Like, I'm sorry, but
One, I don't like.
he did Ghost in the Shell.
Oh dear.
Oof.
Oh, the live action.
Woof.
Horrible movie. Yeah, the live action.
Oh, dear.
That's a
And he
bad
also did what was that other one that was bad?
Wait, this man did Ghost in the Shell, which
Rupert Sanders.
which got comments because of the whitewashing, and then did Crow. Okay.
Yeah,
Snow
I'm
White
not. I
and
don't
the
understand
Huntsman.
why Bill Skarsgård is even
Okay,
doing this movie.
wait.
Like, I don't get it.
Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yes,
isn't
Snow
that
White and the
bad.
Huntsman.
That's not
I did
that
not
bad.
like it.
It's not that good.
I didn't
know,
like it.
Fair, but I mean, I would watch that over Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But
all
it
she's
was still
saying is
not
that
good.
the track record is as appealing as, again, that eye nipple tattoo.
I don't.
I never
I
can
don't
get over
know.
it. It looks so bad.
I might give this guy a pass because he also directed the music video for 5 Slam Dunk the Funk.
Oh Lord!
I'm out.
Like Skinny, you just disappear off the screen.
Slam Dunk the Funk.
Um,
Put it up if you got that feeling.
I've been rewatching the Pirates of the Caribbean films recently. I watched the first, the second,
Oh, fun.
and I didn't remember how ridiculous Depp is in them.
He's a
I also
character.
I also understand why he, unfortunately, because that whole Amber Heard thing was bad, and I think they were both bad for each other, and she got a very unfortunate end of that deal, got the brunt of all the hate. But
Mhm.
when you watch those movies, I'm like, yeah, Amber, you had to know people were going to side with Jack Sparrow. Like, you watch those movies, and much like Robert Downey channeling Tony and becoming Tony as a, like, not just Tony in the movies, Robert Downey kind of feels like Tony when he's Offset. Depp feels like Jack Sparrow Offset afterwards. Like, the energy of this kind of like swaying, swashbuckling, laissez-faire man. And I'm like watching these movies being like, this man won over every fucking person he interacted with. And Amber Heard, I feel so bad for you because you had nothing but an uphill battle. You were not going to be able to just call him out and think it was going to go well, unfortunately.
The second your name rhymed with one of your crimes, you're done.
What? I don't
Amber
Huh?
Turd.
Oh,
Not remember the story? Like, let's be honest here,
Oh,
mate,
Lord.
boys. Like,
But Depp is just so good.
also,
he
he was
only had-
very open that he was not the greatest person in the world.
Yeah, I mean, they
like
were-
he admitted
again,
to the fact that he's not great.
they were
But
both
we're all
toxic
bad
and-
people.
Yeah, they were
honestly.
in a bad relationship. It wasn't only her. He was also bad, but because the public loves him so much,
Yeah.
she got destroyed, and it's just
Well, I mean,
brutal.
also the people that she hired were fucking dumb.
Yeah, it sounds like her.
Like,
her
I'm
legal team
sorry.
didn't do the best.
When one of your lawyers is told, like, I forget what the word is to say, like, that doesn't make sense, try again, and she's like, help me. When she says that in the middle of a courtroom, you're like, someone didn't do the
Oh.
That
homework.
sounds like
you
remember
know
the
what I mean?
show
That's rough.
Scrubs, and you had Ted the lawyer, and he just flops sweat,
yeah,
just
yeah,
a
yeah.
mess, just
But I know-
disheveled all the time.
I won't
The
go
lawyer for
further
the
into her.
hospital.
I won't go further into her legal team. It is what it happened. It's done. He
Mhm.
won.
Mhm.
She won the other one or whatever. It's over. Yeah, guys, that's the whole show. We had two things for Geek News that I don't even want to mention because those will themselves turn into long conversations. But if you have a chance, go check out the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. And shout outs to Owen Wilson for knowing better than to star in anything related to OJ Simpson. That's
They don't even wait for the guy to be in the coffin or the cremation to happen. They're already talking about a new thing.
I mean, hey man,
You know what? So this past weekend, I went to go see Dune 2 again, and they played the Beetlejuice sequel movie trailer.
Yeah,
and
Beetlejuice.
the ending of Beetlejuice coming out and saying the juice is loose. That hits a little bit different after he
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah, Burton might want to change that one. That nod to
Yikes.
Beetlejuice might
Maybe
be
not.
good.
Maybe there might be a weird cameo in the
taking it back.
afterlife.
He's taking it back.
Oh God. And on that note, we're off, folks. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Geek Sci-Fi. Rotten Pieces. That's it. Peace.
See you
y'all.
next time.
Bye.